যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
The live stream. Let me know if the audio is coming fine. After that, we'll start. Check your mic also.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Let us know if both the mics are working or not, because yesterday it wasn't in the beginning. And we are late because we had to look for a nice place, because the place where we sat down in the nice field was very... What's the English for shishi?
Dewdrops.
Yes, sounds like a nice song, no? So the dewdrops completely wetted my pant. That's why we had to change the spot.
Yeah.
And you can just see the Velangiri mountains behind us if you use the eyes inside your heart. They're actually visible here.
Someone just commented, is this the guitarist Mohini? No.
Yeah, see, she's another Mohini who is equally important in other ways. Now the point is, Barbarika is saying, "Ye to late jihad ka baap ho gaya." Yes, because of the geographical difficulty. This wasn't even a technical difficulty. I sat down and found the place to be completely white, completely wet. Okay, so introducing Mohini Shaha to you all. Firstly, let's find out about her views on Bengal. The video is called Bengal Sunset. Do you think the sun is setting on Bengal?
I most definitely think that, because currently the way situations are happening, the structure, the politics around Bengal is not very, I mean, it's not something that I want to go back to, because I have left Bengal for some time now and I would really want to go back home, but it just doesn't feel the correct place to be right now. So yeah, definitely not the place right now. Definitely the sun is setting, and I'm kind of scared that when it's going to rise, if people are not going to change the way they think. So it's very, very important that the kind of narratives that are sold, I just hope that people understand the truth behind it, because it's really disturbing at this point. Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Bengal? How did it feel back then?
So when I was young, I didn't feel much of those things. Later, when I actually grew, then things came on to me, because see, when you come from a Sanatan family, all these things are not in your system, right? You don't look people that way. You don't lens people through certain religion stuff, right?
Yeah.
It has never been in my
Yes.
mindset only that
Yeah.
I will look people in that way, or
Yeah.
any way for that matter. It's
Yeah.
just not about religion, any way for that
Yeah,
matter,
exactly.
right? So and I studied in Sikshayatan. So I had a good chunk of all kinds of friends, so from all religion, if that is what
Yeah.
we're talking about. Never thought people of any other way. So I mean, in that sense, there wasn't any problem as such. But later, when I started growing up, I did my grads in St. Xavier's College, and then more and more that I delve into, like I was very intrigued with spirituality, more than religion, because our
Yeah.
culture is spiritual, right? It's not religious by
Yeah.
any means, because we are seekers, we are not believers. There's
Yes.
no set of beliefs.
Yeah.
So now that I was more exposed to all of those things, where people were like saying that this is the only way. If this is not the way, then you're supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
So those things kind of started opening my eyes, and I started delving more into all of those things. So then I understood that, okay, this is not how the world is. It is not at all the way I thought it was. So then I started exploring more on those things. Yeah.
And you've seen quite a lot of the world as well. You are quite a traveler. You solo traveled, and many probably not solo traveled as well. What are the countries
Actually,
you've been to?
Actually,
Mainly
solo
traveled.
traveled only, yes. Because I moved to Canada after my grads in Xavier's, and then I did my higher studies there, and then I was working there. And while I was working, I was extensively traveling. So I've traveled a lot of Canada itself, and then I've traveled quite a lot of US, Mexico, Caribbeans, and sorry, what was your question?
Which countries have you traveled to?
Yeah, all of these countries I have traveled. Mostly, I've not touched Europe yet.
Okay.
I've touched a little bit of Southeast Asia, and then mostly North America.
Okay.
And the middle, like the South Central America.
Have you been to Cuba?
Yes, I've been to Cuba.
How is Cuba?
Cuba is pretty cool, dude. Like it's very it's very like
So it is a
vintage.
commie paradise.
Yeah, but it's like it's very vintagey. I honestly at that time I wasn't going for like in a religious aspects or political aspect.
Yeah,
I
of
just went for like to have fun and just
Yeah.
look the culture and how it is. So it was cool. I mean, people were nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is the healthcare of Cuba? Did you get injured and stuff in Cuba?
No, it's not good.
Because but commies always argue that the healthcare is so incredibly well, and that people in fact build rafts and escape to Florida.
No. Oh my god, no, nothing of that sorts.
Why is every communist place vintagey looking? Why people say the same thing about Kolkata as well?
I think they are trying to preserve something that's not even theirs to even, like, I don't know how to even say this. I don't want to sound hateful or anything. I don't think I think that they don't know what they're doing. I think their logic is broken. Their mindset is weird, and
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, it's not like it's not that I'm against anybody, but I just personally feel like they don't know what they're doing, because it's very selective outrage. Everything is very selective. I think they're utterly confused bunch of people, be it youth, and they just get, you know how there's like a person who's like gonna tell them that, oh, do this, oh, do that, and they all the bunch together like goats, they just follow. So
Yeah.
it's like
Romanticization of poverty, right?
romanticization of poverty, definitely. I mean, they talk a lot against capitalism, and I understand where they're coming from, but like communism in sense of by books it looks very cool, but when it comes to in terms of reality, it's not something. They have killed millions of people because
Yeah.
of communism. They thought that it was a great revolution, but was it though? Like, all people died, like millions and millions of people died, so what was the point? It was no.
Yeah. By the way, guys, some of you all are saying that buffer हो रहा है. मैं ना अलग फोन से खोल के रखा हूँ लाइव स्ट्रीम, वहाँ पे दिख नहीं रहा है कि बफर हो रहा है. Okay, Bhupinder, ask your question.
Yes. So, do you think the commies like this nostalgia thing because it's a coping mechanism because they couldn't develop?
So I think people who cannot see ahead of themselves, they always tend to be in the past, and that's exactly what is happening with us. You see, like, they still talk about Rabindranath, and that is where they start and end.
Yeah.
There is nothing else.
Yeah.
There's no good entrepreneurs that coming up from Bengal, and there's not much like good things that's happening in Bengal. Like present, we have to think about the present so that we can build a better future. If we are stuck in past, well, past is good, past, and you should know about the past so that you know about your history, so that you can move forward. And like there has to be certain sense of knowing that should be there. But like living there is like, I mean, spirituality, it's crazy. Like because I'm in spirituality right now. Spiritually, it's crazy. Logically, it's broken. Development wise, the nation goes backward. So it just does not make sense.
In the last 30 years, who do you think can be considered to be at least somewhat equivalent as Satyajit Ray or Rabindranath, etc., or Swami Vivekananda for that matter, from Bengal?
I don't know.
Why aren't Bengalis waking up to that fact at least? Because let's say, okay, Rabindranath's celebration is great because after all, Marathis also celebrate Chhatrapati Shivaji, or let's say people from the ancient times
No,
or 50
I don't
years
say,
back.
I definitely don't say that we should not celebrate. We should celebrate. I mean,
Yeah.
how come, why should we not? Of
Hmm.
course we should celebrate. But we cannot be stuck in that celebration mode
Yeah.
and not do anything moving forward.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. And why do you think are not such people not coming up in Bengal anymore? Because a lot of that is happening in other states.
It's
What's
the
stopping
mindset.
Bengal?
It's the mindset of the people.
Hmm.
Mindset of the people are like, I don't know if this is a stereotype, but not trying to say that Bengalis are lazy or of that sort. I
Hmm.
think there are really good minds.
Hmm.
But when you come from a state where the I don't want to say things, but when the chief minister says that okay, you do top Shilpa and all of those stuff.
Yeah.
How do you expect people to have that kind of motivation to like grow beyond them? There is
Yeah.
no such motivation. There's no such push. The youth needs to be felt certain urge and certain like push or certain there should be certain leadership, but that's not there. So like I think that's why they're like moving backwards.
One more question. So, do
Yeah.
you think it's karma which is the root cause of all this? Because if one generation doesn't do sacrifice, the other three generations suffer. So,
See, there's karma is not a short word that can be just explained like this. Karma has various divisions. There is something called collective karma, and there's product karma, and there's sanchit karma. Okay, so what you are talking about is collective karma. So of course, when a whole society doesn't do the correct thing, then of course the following generation has to hear it, and it just comes in cycle unless you choose to break the generational curses and stuff like that. And it's very like it's philosophical, it's spiritual, and it's I mean it's like that only. If you don't do your thing because in our mindset what we think, oh, someone else will do. But you see, today if you eat an apple or eat a mango, did you plant the tree? No, right? But that's why you need those 10% people for
Yeah.
the world to like 10% people to do the right thing in the world so that you can reap the benefits of that mango. So in Bengal right now, that 10% is not there. They're just moving, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's sad.
Now the key counter that comes from let's say proud Bengalis or people who support the current government, etc., is that yes, maybe we are lagging behind in some things. Yes, maybe there are flaws, but there are two things. One is that women are really safe in Bengal, and especially in Kolkata, and other states are also not doing that great. Since you've traveled around, what counter would you have for these two persons?
No, I feel like so women's safety is a thing that I wanna talk. I don't want to talk very casually about because I do also agree that there was a time Bengal was actually pretty good for women when it was not very good for other states. But right now it's not the case, or I feel like maybe it was projected in a way where it was safe for women, but it's definitely not that anymore. Especially when things like this, people say that you know. Park Street case we had. So the kind of commentary that happened on those things. So those things really affect, as women, I get affected because she's also a woman. So I expect some sort of support and is for non-account.
Interrupt করতে হবে না, বাদ দাও।
We'll go on the comments. But we'll so sorry guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
continue.
So basically, what was I
Women's
saying?
safety.
So women's safety. Definitely right now in context of what happened in Sandesh Khali, what happened in other parts of Bengal, the
Yeah.
RG Kar case. So
Yeah.
I just don't think that it's I cannot say like very valiantly that oh it's safe. There's no verdict as such. So I cannot say that. Especially I feel like when the leader of the country is not standing with the victims, so how can I say it's safe?
Yeah.
So I like this is more of a social thing where people are doing wrong things towards each other. But I expect the leader of the state to be with the victims and not with the
Hmm.
other, like the abuser. So it doesn't matter which religion, political party, or where you are, but when things like this happen, this has to be this way only.
Yeah.
And compared to that, I have traveled extensively, yes. Compared to that, yeah, I don't feel that Bengal is doing the way it should do, because Bengal was the hub of everything, and I feel bad that how Bengal was supposed to be the great place, but unfortunately it's reduced to this. It just feels bad because have we had the computer here, things would have been very different. So yeah, it
No.
could have been the Silicon Valley.
Joy Marx,
Yeah.
Joy Karl Marx.
The argument exactly is that other states are not doing that great, and even women's safety is not that great in other states. Why do then people mysteriously go to those states and not come to Bengal? The only people who still come to Bengal for jobs, I think, are Biharis, which is probably in a worse off condition. And now Biharis argue that no, Bihar is doing great. If Biharis are doing great, then they also would not come to Bengal. Bengalis would go to Bihar, as they are beginning to, but it's still not that high. What is the attraction in all other states in India that's not there in Kolkata or Bengal? Is it just jobs?
I think the way so I don't think I'm the correct person to answer this, because I've traveled mostly abroad. I have not traveled a lot in India.
You've met a lot of Indians, a lot of kinds of
yes,
Indians.
Yes, I have, but the conversations have not been so political, so I don't think I would be the right person to talk on this. But I definitely see when I go to Northeast, which I've been a lot, there I feel the development, the cleanliness, the overall humility, the humanity, the I don't know, the everything.
They're a high trust society.
It's just like so amazing that I really miss in Bengal. That's not there. Yeah, that I can say.
Okay, so let me take that answer to the question. I have lived outside Bengal for almost now 14, 15 years. Cumulatively. So, and I have traveled abroad as well, not to Europe and America, but in Southeast Asia. So, there is a palpable negative energy, which is especially in urban Bengal, Kolkata. Wherever I land in Kolkata, I feel that negative energy. I felt that it comes from the collective negative karma which has happened. Okay. And I generally feel discomfort in Kolkata. But whenever I go outside of Kolkata, wherever I go, there is a positive energy. People are actually more joyous, more hardworking, more optimistic about life. But if you come to Bengal, generally you will see a pessimistic, frustrated people trying to eke out a living. And that has been there for almost now 40 years. So that has created a psyche, a negative psyche.
Yeah.
Which, because I live
Cynicism about everything there.
cynicism about everything. Okay. And there is a like mad rush to get whatever material things are there by doing anything possible. So a lot of things happen which should not happen. But that is because of this 40 years of stagnation in terms of economy, society, education. Everything has just stagnated into a rot. And and we can see that negative energy coming from the rot.
Okay, now after your life in Canada, how did you end up in Isha Foundation?
So basically,
firstly, why did you end up in Isha Foundation without revealing much of personal details?
So basically, I was going through a rot in my life, and it was pretty difficult phase.
When people go through a rot, people take to alcohol. Why Isha Foundation?
Like I said, I've always been in spirituality. I've always been the girl who was seeking more. For me, those things.
Is your family also like that?
No.
Oh.
But those things never really captured me in any sense, because it just felt very low. It just felt like very temporary relief. I've never been a person who enjoys alcohol to begin with. Okay. Not even the taste of it, like honestly.
Yeah, even I don't like the taste
Yeah,
of it.
so I didn't like it, and honestly, I've hardly drank in my life, and not trying to come from a righteous sense, you know.
Even if you do, it's pretty.
No, I don't think so, because I think a lot of people who drink could be good people, or smoke could be good people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Please don't quote me on that. But I'm just saying that I'm not someone who enjoyed alcohol or any of those sorts. And I understood as a woman, I had this deep sense of knowledge of Sanatan, how our
Oh.
energy is sacred. So not,
Hmm.
and I was also not into like unnecessary relationships or anything of that sorts anyway. So my entire focus was in like getting more or wanting more.
Hmm.
So I went through death, loss, grief, and that was the time when I was listening to Sadhguru a lot. But that was also the time I was moving to Canada.
Hmm.
So I kept listening to him, and it resonated with me in ways I cannot even fathom. Because although spirituality is beyond physicality, but his arguments are so logic that you cannot do anything about it. Like you have to like agree at the end of it. He just makes it so crisp, and it'll make a lot of sense. So for me, he just, and I also was listening to Osho, but for me, Sadhguru was a life guru, and he also has attained enlightenment. So for me, I really wanted to be in his presence. So that was always in my mind. But at that time in Canada, I was working 3 jobs. I was like very, very like into it, like in that mode where I just wanted to earn money. I wanted to provide my family financially, my father, and like just take care of everything. And then when I felt like it's high time, because Canada was also taking the wrong turn. It is not the Canada that it used to be. So I thought that I want to come back, and I want to dig a little deep, because I was living for everybody else, but I was not living for myself. So I just wanted to live for myself for some time, and I took a break, and I came back India after quite some time, and then I did inner engineering by Sadhguru, and got initiated in Shambhavi Mahamudra. It is a very potent yogic tool that actually helps with inner transformation. It's just the well-being of your inner
Soul.
senses, soul, yeah, well, soul, whatever. So, and then after that, I came across this course called Sadhana Pada, where it's offered by Sadhguru Gurukulam, and so basically you have to give an interview and get selected for it. It's nothing crazy. Anyone can go. It's very easy. So and then I wanted to do this so because I was looking for something deep, and then I got selected for Sadhana Pada, and I ended up here. I'm not going to say it's very like rosy journey. It's a very challenging journey. I have extensive sadhana and seva throughout my day. I have a very packed up schedule.
I was
But-
about to ask that. What's your daily schedule like? But yeah, finish your point.
so but I would say that still now this is still, even though it's very challenging, it's still the least challenging thing that I have done in my life, because the things that I've already been through is not compared to the kind of challenge that I faced here, and it's preparing me better for the greater world. So
You did mention it yesterday as well, that it has its ups and downs.
yeah.
I could not figure out what might be the ups and downs in such a journey. Like,
Oh.
do people behave badly towards you when
No,
you are a volunteer?
no, it's
Or
not
some
like
days
that.
the meditations just
It's
doesn't
just
work.
it's just personal experience, where some days I just don't feel like doing the meditation, or some days I don't feel like going to seva. Some days my health is not good. Actually, if you don't understand, this entire ashram is consecrated, so the
Yeah.
energy is at peak. So when you feel bad, you feel extra bad, and when you cry extra, you extra cry. When you feel happy, also you feel extra happy. But everything is at peak, and everything is working 10x, like 10x in your life.
You see, this is why Nietzsche liked Hinduism so much. This is so opposite of Stoicism.
So that's why, and but I love the way that I can ask any question here. You know, like there's no such thing that they'll tell you, "Okay, oh, you can't ask this. Oh, you can't." No,
Yeah.
nothing like that. You can ask anything. You can question as much as you can. Why not? This is a culture where even Arjuna's asking Krishna so many questions.
Yeah,
So
all
it's a
our
culture.
most of our scriptures are conversations and questions between.
So, and Sadhguru also encourages that
Yeah.
very much, because he doesn't want youth to believe anything. He
Yeah.
wants the youth to seek. So, and he also says that if I'm not able to give you the answers, please seek more and go somewhere else, and keep your seeking journey on. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, whatever he's saying. But if you are resonating with it, like I was resonating with, especially because experientially for me, again I said yesterday also, it mattered, because even if I have not read all the scriptures, but I know that it's there in the scriptures because I felt it in my body, in my whole system.
Yeah.
So that's what it, and yeah, so that's how I landed up here. I'm here for the last 7 months, Next month would be 8th month, and then we'll be doing our Mahashivratri, and then the culmination will happen. So yeah.
Sounds pretty crazy and unbelievable to me, since especially from your background, since you don't come from a very religious background, not
No,
from a
no,
very
no.
religious city. At best, people just go to Jai Makali once,
Yeah.
once or twice.
Or Joy Month.
Yeah, that's just an ostomy for the
Yeah.
reels and for the monks. But then 7 months, not just 2 or 3 days, 7 months into this life. What was it like in the beginning, and what is your daily schedule like?
Yeah. So see, it's very like I wouldn't say a monk life, but it's also an exposure to how you can have tools within yourself that will help change your inner system. So we go through a lot.
And you know in the beginning that it will be for 8 months, right?
Yes. Applied for it knowing that it will be for 8 months.
What was that process like, convincing yourself that, yeah, I'm going there for 8 months?
See,
I'll
I
be
have done so
pretty
much.
much cut off from the world.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much cut off from the world. But I think when I was living alone in Canada, in my own apartment, I was pretty much cut off from the world anyway. So I think I prepared myself. But here, I knew for a fact that I would still get more support here. Because there's like a whole team that's there for our support in every path of our way. Like they're helping us in the journey.
Yeah.
So it's not very strangled or alone or like, oh, they've given it to you now, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of nurturing here also in
Yeah.
that terms.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Like my daily, like we said, my daily schedule actually is like I wake up at 4:30 a.m. Yay! So I'm a morning person now. I wake up at 4:30 a.m. And then and actually we wake up in a very big bossy situation where there's like chanting and there's music, and then they put on the lights, and we wake up with those chants and music, and it's a very
Oh, so
nice
that stuff that
experience.
didn't happen in our room.
No.
Okay.
Your guests.
Okay, that's just for
That's just for
volunteers.
not for just volunteers, mostly for the sadhanapadas.
Oh,
Yeah, mostly for the students,
I see.
right? So yeah, so we wake up that way. There's and then we get ready. We go for our morning sadhana. That like we go for our guided yogasanas. Then there's chanting. Then there's guru puja. Those are all taught to us in the initial 1 week of the orientation program. And then after that, we have like a whole schedule where we go for seva, depending on which seva you're assigned to, because you cannot choose that. Okay,
Oh.
Because the whole point is to go beyond your likes and dislikes, go beyond your compulsions.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that if something you're not enjoying, you have to do it. It's not like that. You can always ask for a change. But the idea is to go beyond your compulsions, nature. We have 2 meals a day, kind of intermittent fasting, which well, the West said intermittent fasting, but we are doing it
Yes.
for ages at this point. So so we have 2 meals a day, very very healthy, protein rich, delicious. Oh, you should come to Isha Yoga Center just for the meals. It's delicious. And then we have seva. So seva, we have 90 departments in Isha, and seva does not just mean that you have to serve people. You can be in HR department, you can be in Safe Soil, you can be in Kaveri Calling,
Nursery.
you can be in helping the farmers, you can also be in office job, admin job, content creation. So I was in a little bit in HR stuff here, and then now I'm doing in-house content creation in Isha. So yeah. So this
And can you change your seva many times?
No, not many times, but like depending on what is happening with you, with the seva, you can ask for a change, and they will see, and they will change. And then we go for temples, because Dhyanlinga is everything for us. So we go for Dhyanlinga. We meditate there, we sit there, they soak in the energy, because Dhyanlinga. So Dhyanlinga is the temple that has all the 7 chakras activated at its peak intensity. So you don't even have to meditate there. If you go and sit and watch Dhyanlinga for 2 minutes, it automatically happens. Because it's just
the place.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It just happens that way. It's just very spiritual. It's a very spiritual experience. You know, it's just beyond religion. You know? And Devi, for example, even Sadhguru also understands that people have materialistic desires, and once your materialistic desires is kind of taken care of, then only you can reach the higher level. So that is also, these things are very like taken care of.
Vivekananda said, "Khali pete dharma."
Exactly. So these things are taken very carefully, and that's why when you go to Devi temple, she's very compassionate. It's the only linga in the female form that we have in the country actually.
Yeah.
And it also is consecrated and it has like all the 3.5 chakras activated.
Okay.
Because it's in the material form mostly, but she also helps you with spiritual. But she's my everything now. I'm actually more inclined to Devi now. But yeah, that's the
Yeah, I
schedule.
saw your reactions yesterday when you were doing the arti of telling the Bhairavi.
Yeah, I wasn't doing, but I was in the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Arpan you were doing.
Yeah, the Arpanam, yes.
Yeah, you were crying. Right?
Yeah, I was. It's always like that. End up crying. Even when we are having a satsang with Sadhguru, it's just his magnanimous, it's just like his energy. Even though I'm in my best mood at that point, I am still like my tears, I'm just like pouring sweat from my eyes. How is it happening? I have no clue, but it just happens. It just happens automatically. Yeah.
By the way, guys, I forgot to tell you all that yesterday we actually saw Sadhguru. And that was pretty much happenstance. He was not. No one knew that he was going to come. We suddenly found out from her that he is in fact coming. And
we had a satsang with Sadhguru, like the sadhana paths.
Yeah, they had it.
I had it.
So not many in the campus knew. Our smart
It
team
was a
members also
secret
didn't
thing.
know. Yeah, and then news, of course, got out, and then people were lined up to see him inside the roads of the ashram. They were lined up on the sides of the roads. Now, someone spread the rumor that he is coming in 5 minutes, and as it happens with these things, he actually came half an hour later. So we were happily waiting there. Now, while I was waiting, the main thing I was expecting is, since I am so used to seeing Yuva Netas of Trinamool in Bengal all the time, I was pretty sure that Sadhguru would come walking with a million bodyguards and bhaktas and sevaks, etc., surrounding him, walking slowly, waving gracefully to people. And I thought, yeah, that would be it. That's how I would see him. I could not have guessed in a million years how I actually saw him. He just drove by us swiftly, swinging by the nice curvy roads on a Scorpio, and he was driving it himself. And there was no one else in the car. He just drove and waved us, and drove away. And I thought, even if he comes in a car, he'll be probably sitting in the back, and there will be 50 people inside the car as well with him. That was a very visually relaxing sight to see. Now,
it's very sweet.
Yeah. How has this changed you? Because let's say whatever job or life you get into now after this, what would be the person? What kind of a person would have gone into that, and what kind of a person will now get into it?
So
what would be the person who would get into it if that person had not come to HR Foundation versus now?
So for me, my major transformation was clarity of thoughts. So sometimes you're so tangled in our thoughts and mind and body, we think that this is who we are, and it's very limited. Very limited. So for me right now, I know that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, and nor am I the thoughts. But I also have very like I have clarity in my thoughts, like what I want to do, or not in that terms, but in general, like, okay, I have been a little bit more in taking better decisions, or in terms of becoming more self-aware. For example, if there's a conversation between two person, and if it's a heated conversation, and usually how do we do when you say something like something heated up that doesn't sit well with me? I would react, right? But right now, I'm not gonna like be 100% on it, but I know for a fact that right now, even if it's a little bit, I'm not there. Even if it's for a little bit, I would try to stop and like think on it, and then choose if I want to act or not act on it. Like it's about becoming a little bit more self-aware. I think that's my journey. That is my most like the greatest takeaway, that I've become a little bit more self-aware than what I was. Like before, you don't know what you're doing, you're just doing, right? Right now, I have a little bit more sense of what am I doing. I'm a little bit more aware of my steps. So that is something that I have like noticed. And also I feel like with Sadhguru and doing all the programs, because actually I've done Bhavaspandana, Shunya, and Samayama with Sadhguru. So all these things have also made me a little bit emotionally much more regulated, nervous system much more regulated. So all these things have just made me a little bit more relaxed in my system,
Hmm.
but yet not disabled. You know, a lot of
Right.
this something that I want to
I was
really
about to ask that. Only.
something I really want to tell this. A
Hmm.
lot of people, for some reason, think spirituality is a disability. For what reason,
Yeah.
I don't know. They feel like, oh, if you are spiritual, you cannot be angry. No,
Yeah.
I can be angry, but I choose. I have a freedom where I want to act on it or not. That is freedom. If you impulsively just
Right.
become angry, then you're not exercising your freedom. You're just being compulsive about it.
Hmm.
So if people think that spiritual people have not, they don't have the capability to be angry, that's not true. They very much have, and they can really do things, but they choose when is the right time to act on the certain thing depending on the situation. Okay, that is only, it's a huge empowerment to feel that way, that be so rooted in your system and be so grounded
Hmm.
in both ways. So I think that is very much there, but I'm not going to say that, oh, I'm there. No.
Yeah, you can't be there in 7 months. Otherwise, people would not be here for more than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, 7 months, whole lifetime also, I
Yeah,
don't
right.
know, but I just know that I'm doing better. That's all I
Right.
can like say for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I was about to ask exactly that. I'll ask it anyway. Because spiritual people usually seem so peaceful and calm. It's almost a turn off for people like me. Because yesterday, even one of our smart
You want
members,
us to be angry all the time?
no, but if someone is pissing you off or making you angry, I would like that people do respond and give them back. Why should you, let's say, bow down from the fight?
No, it's not about bowing down. That's not the concept.
Hmm.
Actually, it's about knowing your place and where is needed, what is needed
Right.
where.
Hmm.
If there is something crucial that needs your attention, that needs your voice, please raise it. But if something as trivial, something very like small that doesn't need, please walk away, because silence and is much better,
It
and
definitely
you
solves
prove
many
your
problems
point
as well.
with silence.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and you don't have to engage anymore, because you need to save your energy. Your energy is
Right,
sacred.
right.
Please save your protected
Some
energy.
situations do require that.
Yeah.
Now, oh,
Okay, one very practical question.
Yes.
Do you have to be rich to do the 7-month course?
No, it's free. It's free of cost. It's just you need to get selected. Um, everything is taken care of. The food, the living. We have dorms. Of course, the whole point is to like live in a way where you're not chasing fancy things. You're just living very grounded way. So there's not like fancy rooms and stuff like that, but it's definitely like we have all amenities that we need. Like we have a dorm, so we share the rooms with other roommates, and then we have food that's free. But anything else, then I mean the toiletries and stuff, of course,
Yeah.
you have to buy. But other than that, the basic things are taken care by the ashram. And it is not just for sadhana bhada, it's also for the volunteers, because it's a volunteer based organization. People come here voluntarily because they want to give their life to Sadhguru's vision, you know. So they do it, and ashram takes care of them.
how materialist were you before, and has that changed, and how much has it changed?
No, no. I'm still very.
Yeah, would you like
Oh
to
my
buy
God,
new
Sadhguru is
stuff?
hearing me. Yeah, see, for me, materialism is not the kind of materialistic I am. Is like when I'm chasing financial freedom, I'm not chasing a freaking lamb. Well, that is good too, but I'm nothing against that. But I'm not chasing Lamborghini or a apartment in the 42. I'm just saying that I want a decent life where I can have freedom of my time, freedom of things that I don't have to have a schedule or be like certain way. I can be in a way that I want to be. That is what I would be wanting to, and that financial freedom is encouraged here. It's not something that you don't have to remove yourself from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that happen after Isha Foundation, or was that?
Yeah. After it.
How was it before?
Before also, I was chasing big things, but I also knew that I wasn't. Why it happened this way is because even when I was doing everything to take care of my family, and for myself, I just invested myself on traveling. That's all I did. Nothing else I've done. So even though I was doing that, I wouldn't say it was bad. It was the best things that I've done in my life. I've
Right.
traveled so much. It's crazy, but there was a void. So that I realized that you cannot fill that void with materialistic things, and that's what the gurus say. That
Hmm.
you might have money, but you will not be able to fulfill those
Yeah.
things because human wants to expand. Now they want to expand financially or this way, that way, but but they're actually wanting to experience the highest self.
Yeah.
But they confuse it with the material world.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that material things are wrong or bad. You can have whatever, but it's just that the compulsions should not be there. The
Right.
hoarding
You should
and all
not
of
be
that.
beholden to it.
Yeah,
You should not
It
be the
should not
slave
be slave
to that.
to it. That's it. Otherwise, if you have a mentality where you have this much stuff, but you're not attached to it, then it's
Hmm.
fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong in it. See, it's not about morality anyway. Spirituality is not morality. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong or right.
Yes.
It's everything. That's what Hinduism is anyway. I
Niche
mean, not
again.
Hinduism, Sanatan. There's nothing
Yes.
wrong or right. It's everything is just the way it is.
Whichever works for you.
Whichever works for you.
Now, would a post Isha Foundation trained Mohini not do the travels then?
Oh, she would definitely do, but not feel the void
With
anymore.
more mental stability.
Yeah, she won't feel the void anymore. Now she
Right.
feels more fulfilled
Great.
in her own sense, in her true self.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, one last question about your spiritual journey before we get back to politics a little. Since you don't come from a spiritual family to that extent, how would then a daughter in that family become spiritual or become a seeker and stuff? Especially since we are pretty much from the same generation and from the same city. We know Saint Xavier's and Sri Shikshatan are famous for somehow creating people who sleep around a lot, and you are hinting at that
Hey, I
that
never
you don't.
said that.
You are hinting at the fact that you don't. Now, how did that happen, and what was the degree of spirituality of your parents as well?
So my mother was spiritual,
Hmm.
not spiritual in terms like the way I have become now,
Right.
but she was religious in
Hmm.
terms of this. She was very, very attached to the rituals, and she would love to like take care of the gods and all of that. You know how we have a puja ghar and everything.
Hmm.
So those things were there. So I grew up watching that. So I've
Hmm.
always been a Krishna girl, and I loved Krishna, and I always felt bhakti, like connection towards him. So that was there. That was there.
Yours is probably a Vaishnav family, right?
No, not a Vaishnav family.
Is it Shakta? Okay.
I don't know. I
That
see.
is classic communist household. So
Which-
we don't know exactly.
No,
what they are.
so
She's not from a communist family.
I'm not a communist household at all.
What gods are there in your puja room?
All like we have
Lokhi,
Lokhi, Malokhi,
Ganesh.
Saraswati, Ganesh. Yes, we have Ganesh. We have Gopal. We have Shivling. All of those things.
I'm saying you are probably Vaishnav because I'm Bangal Shah as well. Bangal Shahs
No,
are
no.
usually Vaishnav.
No, we are not Vaishnav.
I see. But you definitely aren't Shakta. It wouldn't be. Have you seen any obsession with mutton in your family?
Everybody likes mutton. That's for sure. Sundays are for mutton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the degree of spirituality in your parents.
So my father is not spiritual. Again, he is
Okay.
again more on the religious side. He likes Ma Kali a lot. Sarapet he visits very much.
Right.
So those sorts, but
Hmm.
not of the spiritual. I think. See, I'll tell this. I think spirituality. Not trying to frame myself as something. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
spirituality comes from a calling. You
Hmm.
know, you need to get that calling in order to search and go deep. Because if you present spirituality to someone who's not interested, they will hate you.
Hmm.
They will not like it at all, and they will completely misunderstand the whole crux of. So I personally, and even that I'm in this line, or I'm trying to be a little bit more spiritual, not for any like political purpose, just for myself, like self transformation and well being,
Yeah.
right? I never try to force it on my brother or my father because I know that they have to come here to get it because
Yeah.
it will not come to them. They
And their
have to
calling
seek for
might
it.
be that what they
Yeah.
are doing.
Exactly. That's my whole point. So
Yeah.
you cannot force these things to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then how would you end up?
That's what I'm saying, that it could be. Oh my god, we
Is it
said
just
about
that,
karma.
that
we could be my
organic and
karma.
natural then?
It was very organic. It just happened. I've been a Krishna girl. Felt very strong, deep connection with Krishna, and probably I felt like Krishna only guided me.
Yeah.
To this
Yeah,
path.
because there seems to be no visible logic to this.
There is no
there's
visible
no
logic.
path that you.
That's the whole point of
Right.
spirituality. You cannot frame it under logic. Logic is limited. This is beyond. When you go beyond, you will not find it in books, because then it will not fit in that. Intellectually, you cannot understand this. It will not make sense.
Yeah. Acha.
But
Smart.
It's not there. It's two channels.
okay.
Now, what do you think we should do about Bengal? Or how to solve Bengal's problems? Let's say you are not in any significant political position, of course, but as a person who is far removed from politics, but who observes things, what would you do if you were put in a position of significance in politics?
See, I personally feel that something that needs to be done is proper education, because even if you're learning the old history, that was rooted in making us feel that we are backward, we are defeated, you will never feel empowered enough to do something good. You'll always have that mentality of defeat. So we need to change the books, because I know that central government are changing some of the books. I don't know if it's there in Bengal. I'm not aware of it.
It's NCRT syllabus, so it is not visible.
It's not in West Bengal, right? So
CBSE schools will have it, but not West Bengal.
Not West Bengal board schools will have it. Okay. So so I would definitely change the state's education system. That is the first thing, because educated minds will ask questions. Here, if you're running I don't know, a slaughterhouse, then that's different thing. Where you bringing all goats and cut them, that's different. But you need to have, like, because I personally feel I come from a background where art, spirituality, and critical thinking coexist together. Because I always feel like asking questions is the only way to go ahead, and that's why when people stop asking questions and start believing whatever is being put to them on the plate, without even having the true, like, discernment, and mostly, like, I feel like the selective outrage, these things needs to go. Like, for example, I would see, even though I have very deep Sanatan values, and like I am very, very rooted in that, but see, socially, in terms of social, there could be bad people in every religion, but by law it's not like this in our country. But we have to understand that there is, by law, those things, those brutal things that could be done in our neighboring countries, in theocratical countries. So we have to be very careful, especially with the demographics of West Bengal. It's changing rapidly. We have to understand that when we are welcoming things that's not rooted in our culture, in our civilization, it will not be able to be conducive for people at all. It will not bring women safety. It will not lead or empower women. This weird marriage, I know, I don't know if I should say this, but this weird marriage between the left party and the
ruling dispensation.
It's called whatever the fuck party.
So,
or what the fuck party.
Yes.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, it's completely
So
my fault.
the ruling party and the weird marriage between these weird ideas and ideologies, it just doesn't sit well with me. So if it's not sitting well with me, I'm sure there would be a lot of people with it's not sitting well with others as well. So again, I'm not against any community and people or anything, but you should understand that what is good for the country, what is good for the state, what is good for the society at large, we have to do those things. Your religion should be inside your house. Your puja is whatever, your namaz, whatever, it should be inside your house. It doesn't have to be on the street. It doesn't have to be loud. I mean, how insecure of a religion, if there is any religion, if you're insecure, then it's not a strong, powerful religion, right? So we cannot cannot like promote these kind of things. There's too much promotion of all these ideologies and these kind of things, which needs to stop. I don't know if I should say this, but there's one thing that that really bothered me to a great extent was there's a I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I should say his name, but he is in the ruling party, and he is saying that the Hindu should transfer. Again, Hindu is a geographical identity. He's also a Hindu if he's living in this country. But anyway, so he's saying that all Hindus should like they are kafirs and they should transform. I will make sure that they should convert into this religion because they have been born in a bad like he's talking in a very derogatory manner, and they should convert. And nobody says anything. He doesn't get charged. Nothing happens. And that is apparently peaceful. But how is this peaceful? And I'm not creating any slogans. I'm not trying to build any narrative. But how are these narratives sold so blatantly and nobody questions it? No, and how are the Bengalis not filled with anger, rage? This is very rage bait kind of a situation. How is your blood not boiling? So this is
they haven't even done inner engineering, and they are not even angry with this. They're angry with all the wrong things that they shouldn't be angry about.
So that's even like it doesn't have to be
apply inner engineering. Ho gaya unka.
Yeah. This doesn't make any sense to me. So it's just very heartbreaking. And again, how I feel like the RG Kaur case just like unveiled so much to us, like how probably they are all like connected. So that is very concerning. Like everything is corrupted.
Oh yes.
Every
institution, every level of
is corrupted.
Yes.
How do you change this? It's just very concerning. So I mean, I'm worried about Bengal.
It is what you suggested is a long-term project, and changing all the corruption is also a 10-15-year project. Before we take Bhupenda's, sorry. Yeah. Were you all able to hear me anyway?
No.
So yes, right before Bhupenda asks a question, I'll ask a follow-up. The things you suggested are long-term projects, and even changing the corruption in all these levels is a 10-15-year, 20-year project. What do you think should be done in the short term? Any short-term solutions?
These are not so. See, again, I'm going to be honest. These are not short-term things. So, for example, of course, I want the ruling party to not win the next election. If I'm being honest about it, because I did not see any change. Please show me something that I can take of value. Like not to be like against anything, but when like the left party was ruling in Bengal, and when this government was coming into power, I genuinely wanted this government to come in power because I thought that okay, she fought with these people, so she must be a very good fit for this state, and we were rooting for her. But now that I saw the way she changed, the way her politics, the game, everything is changed. So I'm very disappointed, and I don't want this party to be here anymore. So of course, I feel like, again, I don't know why BJP is very, I don't know why is it very promoted as a Hindu party. But trust me, BJP does way more to Muslims. I don't know why. It's just not out there. Sad, but it's not a Hindu party at all. Even the RSS is not. They really help the Muslims and empower Muslim women as well. So, but for now, I definitely want to see a change. That is definitely there. And to be honest with you, if I don't see change in them, also I would not like take their support also because as a person, I want to see something better happening in this state, which is not happening at all. And also, these developments and all of this will only happen when I am safe.
Yeah.
So this is also very important that with the current government being again Hindu is a geographical identity, but being a Hindu Sanatani doesn't feel safe at all. The way the way the people of Murshidabad was thrown out of their own land is criminal, but nobody feels that because unless and until it happened in your own home, you might not feel it. I don't know when will you open your eyes, but I just feel like if I am safe, then only I can think of development. If I'm not safe only to begin with, how will I think of development? I'm dead at this point. So what will I do with development and education? So from that level, it's very important that that is first safe and secured, and we are in a place where we can live freely. Because I live in like my house is in Howrah Maidan. There are like people who just, and I don't think they're bad people. It's just that they're uneducated, and
Yeah.
the political party, they use it
Yeah.
in their advantage, and they make them do bad things,
Yes.
and it's scary. And unfortunately, then it becomes a Hindu-Muslim thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Now
it's,
someone is asking, ask her if she has heard of Savarkar or not.
I
From
have
her
heard of
answers, what do you think the answer is? Okay. Now.
Okay, so forgot my question. You guys-
Nice.
Okay, so now I want to ask you.
Yeah.
You said that people of Murshidabad were hounded of their homes. One of their people were killed brutally.
Mm,
Why do you think the Bengali community,
mm,
okay, or Bengali psyche
mm,
in general
mm,
have become so timid
mm,
to this ideology,
mm,
which is doing all sorts of bad things for still living?
mm. So basically, I feel like Bengalis have become very scared. Like they just care about themselves. Okay, I'm okay. I'm happy. I don't need to care about anybody else.
But
So
why is this psyche developed? Yeah, like if you have anything to
I think it developed because they faced a lot of generational trauma. The trauma
Yeah.
is being carried in the DNA.
Yeah.
Like 1971 war, what was it? Like the Bengali genocide. Like, you know, they've been through so much. Like I cannot even say they've just been through so much. It just carries in their DNA at this point. So I don't know, like unless and until we give them the true empowerment, I don't think things are going to change anytime soon. That needs to be changed. And also like this left movement has really done a lot
Yeah.
of damage.
Yeah.
That is
why?
that is
Why?
it's just the mentality, the mindset of like the selective outrage, just weird marriage between them and the Islam regime. Like they every day stand for everything, they stand for feminism, all of those things that they stand for, they stand against it. So how is this weird marriage between these two people, to hate us, to
Yeah.
hate Hindus? It
Isn't shows that Bengali people are selfish, that they are able to make that distinction and do whatever.
But that's exactly what I said when I started the point. They're only thinking about themselves. That means that they are a little bit selfish. They have become a little bit selfish.
How it can be improved spiritually or otherwise.
Spiritually, it can be definitely improved. If you actually walk the path of spirituality, you will feel empowered to feel these things and have a voice, and then you know what to do. Definitely spirituality will help, because individual transformation is very important. You cannot transform the entire world at a go. It's not magic. So individual transformation is required on a large scale for people to come out of this mindset. And also there are no quick solutions. Only if people are aware enough, they've opened their eyes, then only things can change. This is not a quick solution thing anyway.
Let me ask my last question, then I hand over mic to Naganda. Do you, as a liberal,
বলছো এই মাইকটা হয়তো কাজ করছে না।
it's working. Okay. Anyway, they're able to hear me, correct? So that's
না ওরটা কাজ করছে, তোমারটা খুব একটা কাজ করছে না, বলছে খুব কম আসছে ইত্যাদি। কম তো আসার কথা না, এখানে দুটোই আলো জ্বলছে।
আরে
তাহলে কি দেখবো?
লাইট তিনটে
হ্যাঁ তিনটে জ্বলছে।
Okay, I don't know.
ঠিক আছে।
Anyway, so I'll speak a bit louder. So as a like clickbait question was there in the thumbnail, which I need to ask for the audience. As a modern woman, liberal woman, correct? You have brought up in a very modern way of thinking.
Yeah, very.
You were in Canada, in around the world, correct? Do you think BJP and RSS are fascist?
No, I don't think.
Why
No.
aren't they fascist?
Because the way they are being marketed in the society is just like first of all, I need to say that BJP needs to work on their PR team. It's disgusting. Their narrative team
Should
is.
they hire you?
Oh, I would love that.
It comes from an HR and communications background.
It's
Let me
minus
recommend to
3.
you. I will recommend to you.
হ্যাঁ job offering forever.
So it's minus 3. Their narrative team is just very bad. So, but the left is dominating in the world anyway.
Yeah.
So the left narrative is so strong, and their PR team is so powerful, and they're just here. So it's just very easy for them to flip it, flip everything. Even though he says something, they'll flip it, they'll make it different. And again, it's the very selective outrage. They will feel, see, as a woman, if there is a rape, please hang that person. I don't give a damn about he's a BJP, RSS.
Oh, judiciary was not going to hang him.
What I'm just saying. In
At
terms
least call for it.
I'm just saying ki, not in terms ki, I don't care if he's a Muslim,
Yeah.
Hindu, or whatever the hell he is. Please, he needs to get some punishment. But what happens here is that with the left politics is that only selective outrage. If there is a Hindu person who's done something wrong, oh, the entire media will outrage like it's crazy. But when it comes from the Muslim, it doesn't happen. So again, nothing against Muslims, but I just feel like there is no parity.
Yeah.
It's just highly missing.
Yeah. Whenever we equate Hindu problems with Muslim problems, we are doing a false equivalence.
Yeah. 100%. We are carrying trauma. There is genocide. We've never been invaders. How can you equate that? There's nothing called now. Even there's some sort of Hindu like outrage.
Reawakening renaissance.
Yeah, or a Santa gets slapped in a mall.
Yeah.
You cannot equivalent that with the genocide that that the Bengali Hindus are suffering in Bangladesh, right? So just people are very like charged up at this point. How the Christian missionaries are converting left, right, center. So people are little charged up that way. I'm not saying that is right, and we should also walk the same path.
Yeah.
But still, you cannot. It's not something you can equate.
There are definitely other ways.
Yeah,
we don't have to follow exactly how they are going
we should
about
not,
it.
because I don't want a Hindu Rashtra country with the same Islam ideology.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want that. But the reason I want Hindu Rashtra country would probably because everybody can live happily there.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Because this is a culture where we don't need anyone to tell us what is secularism. Because we were always secular. You can be a devotee of Krishna, you can be a devotee of Shiva, you can be a devotee of Kali.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything. So when this idea came of Allah or Jesus, for us it was not new. For us it was very acceptable. But for them to understand this was crazy because they have one book and one prophet. So they did not know what to do. So they went haywires.
There was a funny story in Tamil Nadu itself. A Christian missionary came and he had converted many people. Oh, he came from Singapore.
I'm living in Tamil Nadu. You see that the DMK government will come.
Yeah. This was hundreds of years back. So he has come from Singapore. He has converted many people in Singapore. He comes to Tamil Nadu, meets a Hindu, gives him a Jesus Christ that cross to worship and stuff, to pray in front of it. And he thought, he accepted it with a smile. I've done a good job. He goes home happy. He has harvested another soul. Next day he goes to his house and sees that he is worshipping that Jesus statue along with Shiva, Krishna, everyone. And he asks, what? That's not what I meant. He said, yes, he's a nice God, smiling God. I'll worship him with everybody else. So that's when the missionary wrote that, oh my God, it's so difficult to convert these guys.
Honestly, I have traveled a little bit south while I was staying here. Like before I started my program on full force. I traveled a little bit in Rameshwaram and Kanyakumari and Pondicherry. I did not like what I see, honestly, because
this story is from centuries back, so they have figured out new ways to do it.
I mean, trust me, there are people who are worshipping Jesus exact same way. How would you do Shivalinga? Like you do put water and milk on Shivalinga, they would do the same to Jesus. It's not only culturally inappropriate, but you are not only disrespecting my religion, you're disrespecting their religion also. So how they're converting is they're keeping everything same. Even the rituals, the puja, they're offering coconut to Jesus. What the heck? Dhoop and all. And my mind was boggled. Like, what are you doing? It's not good. But like from the outer perspective, it might seem like, oh, see, they're doing this. It's funny. But it's not funny at all. It's crazy. Even in Dhanushkodi, the last point, there was a church.
You've been to Dhanushkodi? Yeah, that church was from a long time back, right? Have they made a new one as well?
No, there's a small one, like a very tiny one. I mean,
is it operational?
Yeah.
Oh.
Operational. every 2 minutes, every 2 minutes you step, there is a church, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
church, there's a church.
Yeah.
So now that's my whole point. Is there any Hindu temple in Jerusalem or in Makkah, Medina? But you see, Tirupati, it's filled with churches. That's my whole point. So I am not against them. But why is this selective outrage? Why are we only targeted while we were the most open people where we got invaded? And that's what bothers me. That's what hurts me.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah.
So, if when you tolerate intolerance for 1400 years, that is going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
So, I was talking about to you in our last
Yeah.
stream regarding Shatru Bodh.
Yeah.
So, if you don't have a Shatru Bodh and
Yeah.
you welcome everybody
Yeah.
and you encourage intolerance
Hmm.
in spite of you be getting harmed, so this is something that we as we call Murti Pujaks have been suffering for last 1400 years or more maybe, and maybe the Kali Yuga has just started, so we might suffer a bit more of pain, but maybe we wake up and recognize the intolerance and have enough Shatru Bodh to actually protect the society and us from this like what we say cunning ideology which has no ethical morals in terms of their conduct.
See, for me, I'm gonna say this: if you approach a situation where you were, you've tolerated intolerance, and now if you approach right now in this age and time, if you approach the situation with bitterness in your heart, nothing fruitful will come out of it.
Yeah.
So I am not saying that you must not approach it with full acknowledgement that this has happened to us and this is how we need to go about it. It has to be in some sort of plan, in some sort
Yes.
of ways, because
Systematic
now
way.
systematic way, and especially now in our day and age where we can see Krishna was talking big things, but it only reached to a certain people.
Yeah.
Now we have who am I? Nothing, a
Yeah.
speck of dust in this universe.
Yeah.
But I can talk to so many people right now. I mean, right? So, and same with all people. I think all other content creators. I
Yeah.
don't know whoever it is. So I mean, we have that power to reach the people. So the knowledge is power. That is one thing that needs to be done. But another thing that needs to be done is that we need to be self-sufficient. We need to be like again, like yesterday that I was saying, that you need to have the sword in your hand with the correct amount of knowledge,
Yeah.
so that you know when to use it, how to use it.
Yes.
Not just like you. Like the stone pelters, they will throw stones and without
Right.
any knowledge and use them against you.
Yeah.
So you need to have the correct consciousness why you're holding that.
Yeah.
And then you can fight, definitely. But approaching a situation with a Shatru Bodh would not be, for me personally, would not be the correct way to go about it. But again, you have to acknowledge has happened and this is how we have to move towards
Yeah.
it. This
Now,
needs to be done.
on that point of Indianizing Jesus Christ or Indianizing the Christian
Yeah.
conversion process, there I have a counter argument in mind from the POV of them actually, which is the complaint forever from the Hindu side or the Hindutva side against Muslims has been that they are so un-Indian, they are so un-Hindu in that sense that culturally, visually, symbolically, there's nothing Indian about it. That's the exact opposite how the Christians are going about it. So how can you criticize both then?
See, again, what they're doing is wrong, because
They come under the definition of cultural Hinduism because
no, but
they're doing puja fool and stuff.
No, but again, what they're doing is
Fooling Hindus in the end.
fooling Hindus. That's what they're fooling people. They're just masked in a certain way, but in the end, what they're
Yeah.
doing is they're converting people.
Yeah, if it had
without-
been for the correct intentions, it would have been pretty acceptable.
Yeah, but it is not for the correct. They want you to.
Ultimately,
go
it's
away
a part
from
of a
your culture.
geopolitical project as well.
Exactly.
Creating anti-India forces. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Otherwise, the idea was pretty nice. Indianizing a foreign god. Because we have done that with other people as well.
Indianizing a foreign god was good, but you're
Yeah.
converting people. They're not
Yeah.
Christians anymore. They're not Hindus anymore, or
Yeah.
Sanatanis anymore.
Yeah,
You're converting
they're far
them.
removed from the rest
Far
of the
removed
society.
from the society. You're taking them away from their
Yes,
core.
yes.
Like, that's not the right thing, right? When I was young, I had no problem going to a church or
Yeah.
a mosque.
Yeah.
But now that
You
I
were
know,
never let into the mosque anyway.
yeah, that's true. I'm just saying I would not have a
Yeah.
problem, but I know I would not be let in. But see, they are fighting for Sabrimala. That's the whole point. They're fighting
Yeah.
for Sabrimala, but they have nothing to talk about the.
Okay, let's argue. I'll be a comic for now. There, the argument is that we won't talk about mosques that much. We will talk about Sabrimala a little more because, after all, Muslims are the minority here. They are just about 20%.
They are not minority. They're the second largest majority.
Wow, Modi ji, wow. Now, after all, they are 20%, and they have a lesser say in everything in India. Therefore, why should we punch down? Why shouldn't we punch up? And therefore, solve the problem in Sabrimala first, and then we'll talk about mosques.
See, in our culture, in our civilization, these are not restrictions. These are prescriptions. So when women, for that matter, is stopped from going to Sabrimala, there has to be certain reason for it. I'm not saying that I'm for or against it. Why am I saying this? Is that in the same culture, in the same tradition, in the same values, in Devi temple, only women are allowed. Okay, no male can go and do any puja there. No male can only support. Okay, then
Yeah.
like second people, they
Yeah.
can only support, but they can do anything for Devi. Nothing. Okay.
Hmm.
But for Dhyanlinga, the mas, like the monks, both the brahmacharis and the mas, both can take part in it.
Yeah.
All right. But for Devi, only the girls, only the women who are the Vairagini mas, only they can perform. Now, if a man comes and tells me, oh, this is bad, oh, you are doing wrong to the men, oh, you are disgusting, you're this, you're a misandrist, or you're whatever,
Yeah.
then it's not right, no? It's not the correct way to look at it. This is not the culture of one absolute. So again, when women, there were such wrong narratives about why women should not go to the temple when they're on periods. This was told in a time when women were working a lot. So that 4 days they were given rest. And those time puja ghars were not like this small now that we have one small thing.
Yeah.
Puja ghars were huge, humongous. The cleaning and doing all of it took a toll on their health.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, you take rest from cooking. But you know, the problem that we did, that I agree, is that we weren't, the generations that passed the knowledge, they didn't take the correct effort to pass down the knowledge in a very
The reasonings,
scientifically, the
yes.
reason in a science. Now,
Oh, yes, that has happened
in the
in
kitchen.
this
Now you
cycle.
put two things together.
Yeah.
Now the one person comes, I'll put it on my head.
Yeah.
Why? I will put it in my head.
Yeah.
That's it. The reasoning
Yeah.
and the framing and the science behind it was
Yeah.
not told in
Yeah.
an efficient way. That is why it got lost into mere rituals.
Yeah.
But the rituals are very scientific. That's
Yeah.
the point.
That was definitely arrogance and nothing else. I
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
explain to you.
Hey, you are a commie.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. This argument actually works both as a Hindutva guy or a commie. That Hindus were arrogant to do that. That they didn't explain or didn't feel the need to explain. It was pretty haughty behavior, not HOTTY, HAUGHTY behavior. That I won't explain to you. Just listen to what the fuck am I? What the fuck I'm saying? Because reasons are for mere mortals. I am so proud of my religion that it's definitely right. You don't have to understand the why of it. That's how we got screwed. Therefore, now after Narendra Modi has won, so many people are going on writing books on the science behind Rig Veda, science behind this, science behind everything is about science in Sanatan, science in Sanatan. 500 साल से कहाँ था साइंस ऑन सनातन? तब तो सिर्फ बोल रहे थे कि साइंस वेस्ट का है, स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारा है.
अरे 500 साल तक हिंदूज अपने खुद की कंट्री में 5th क्लास सिटीजन थे यार.
Brahmins नहीं थे. Brahmins were always collaborating happily.
No, we have
Castas
that
were
Brahmin
happily
thing.
collaborating. No. How were they employed? And it's good that they were collaborating. नहीं तो we would be finished off completely. We are alive because they were collaborating and having a job after all. And everyone else was doing the other stuff anyway. So yes, that arrogance is definitely biting us in the ass right now. What would you change about the BJP communication problem? Because that's a serious problem, and I think it's almost deliberate because they have been hated by academics and English-speaking people so much that they pretty much have a dislike for those people. It's only beginning to change now. They see any English-speaking person who doesn't do march past with them in chaddis, they are going to get pissed off with them. That, oh my God, you're a free thinker. Oh, you are probably a commie. And therefore, then they start appealing to them as a commie. Then they start saying, yes, even I like all the stuff you like. I like poverty as well. I like socialism as well. I like Gandhism as well. Please accept me, bro. Otherwise, if they don't accept them, then the other angle is that, okay, you are English-speaking and you are not doing march past in chaddis, fuck off. What's the middle ground here that can be approached by BJP?
I think personally BJP has to be See, some of it is a little bit, it's portrayed in a way so that even Hindus probably feel like they are in the right path or whatever. But I just personally feel like BJP's communication is mostly handled by Anand Rangnathan and Jason Deepak, although
Yeah.
they are not associated with that.
Yeah.
But it's like the way they are going about it. I think anyone in their party is also not doing that job correctly.
Yeah.
Just
In our generation, no one has become a Hindutvadi because of anybody in BJP.
No.
Everyone has been outside BJP who has influenced people.
yeah, completely. So yeah, the communication is not very good. I mean, only and only if you've understood that this has happened to us and you have that clear picture of this has happened, then only inside from you might have felt okay, these are things that were happening to us, so this is something that we need to look forward to, but not because BJP was very. So that's again my the thing. If he was a fascist, then it would be so hard for us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I wish he was more of a dictator. Then it would have been better.
Now, on this issue actually, so if he was in fact a little fascist on this, Narendra Modi or the education system under him, people like us would not have converted from leftist politics because let's say a lot of right wingers have been pissed off with the government for not changing the history books from day one. But you see, I was a leftist until 2018. Only in the American sense, I turned right winger in 2018, and I turned a Indian context right winger only in 2021. But if from 2014, without me knowing anything about Indian history, if the government had started telling me that, okay, from today, Aurangzeb is bad, from today, Indian history is good, Indian past was great, I would consider it absolutely true that, okay, that means he's lying. That means it's being forced upon us. And therefore, I'm never considering anything in Indian past as good, even possibility of it being good. Since I read it on my own, since it came from non-BJP people, since it came from an English-speaking guy who was an economist, that's why I got convinced. It would have never happened in a million years. And what hardcore BJP supporters and BJP families don't realize is that they are winning on the basis of converts, not generational BJP supporters, because that number was minuscule. Otherwise, BJP would have forever ruled India. BJP wins because of converts from commie families. And commie families get converted because the fascism did not happen. It happened because we learned on our own, because of the organic
Definitely.
growth.
Definitely. Makes sense.
Yeah, so on BJP part, so do you think that this 400-year-old project okay, to actually create a lot of things? Okay, like if you read a specific chapter in the book, it is not an accident but a design. Okay, now the so-called nationalists, correct? They have not been adjacent to power for so many hundreds of years. Okay, so and for that reason, do you think that this narrative is something which is a curated knowledge?
Oh yeah.
Is correct there. So BJP being a non-adjacent or a non-adjacent to power for so many hundreds of years. So first they have a generational trauma of meeting English-speaking people. They think they are a Marxist evil, coming to kill us. So, like, do you think is it a like legitimate criticism that they will not be as good as other people are in terms of narratives because that skill set is not been developed for hundreds of years or maybe decades? 70 years of communist narrative. How you counter this in 7 years or 15 years?
See, at this day and age, we have dedicated groups, channels, people who have given themselves on this issue, on this fact. So the government has to reach out to them in some sorts of form, because I feel like if you're still orbiting around that mindset that okay, English speaking people are gonna come for us, then it's not kind of cool, because then it'll give them the power to again change the story and flip it onto. So it doesn't make sense. And there are rules now. I mean, see, it doesn't matter how long you have suffered. If you open your eye today, transformation happens. It does not matter if you have not had the knowledge for past so many years.
Yeah.
Because this is not something about other topics about like changing the whole educational system,
Yeah.
changing the whole demographic. It's not like that. It's something as easy as changing the narrative or building better communication, and it can be done especially with the help of the internet, social media, content creators. So many people are dedicated. So I just don't feel that they are doing enough work on this matter.
So are they incompetent?
They're not incompetent. They're just not tapping on this matter as seriously as they should.
What could be the mental blockage?
I don't know. The mental blockage could be probably they probably think that
Traumatized.
yeah. I mean, no, I don't think it's trauma at this point on this topic. I think it's because they're still figuring it out. Yeah.
ওকে লেট মি বি আচ্ছা সবাই না বলছে মাইকটা কাজ করছে না এমনি ওর মাইক থেকে শোনা যাচ্ছে আমাদেরকে কিন্তু এটা রিসেট ফিসেট করার কিছু উপায়
আর
আছে
কিছু করা যাবে না, লাগিয়ে দিয়েছি এখন।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে
আমি
Should
খুলে
I-
দিয়ে দিলে দেখতে পারি, বাট
না ওটা তো আবার ঘাপলা হয়ে যাচ্ছে না না তোমারটা থাকতো না
তোমার
হ্যাঁ তাহলে হাতে নিয়ে নিয়ে
Wait,
এটা থেকে রিস্টার্ট হয়
না না ওয়েট হ্যাঁ ওয়েট
এই তো রিস্টার্ট হচ্ছে জানতো না নিজের মাইকে নিজে রিস্টার্ট হয়
হ্যাঁ চলো হয়ে গেছে এবার
Yes.
বেটার ওকে
Okay.
ইউ ক্যান ওয়েট
let me be a guest in my own podcast now because
Okay.
Bhupenda has pissed me off enough with this apology of bullshit. See, BJP is the only power center in the history of mankind who has not realized how to stay in power. Every other king in the history of mankind, even Mamta fucking Banerjee, came to power
It would be so soft.
and adapted to the narrative. Why was she obsessed with Rabindra Songit? She's not from that kind of a family. She started playing Rabindra Songit everywhere. She got hold of all of the academics and intellectuals, made a bitch out of them, and realized that if we have a grip on them, we have a grip on society. How is it that only and only BJP cannot understand that? Which king ever did not? Which king did not have trauma?
BJP is not
Mamta
a king's
Banerjee,
party.
BJP has more trauma than Mamta Banerjee. Has any BJP neta gotten beaten up like that in front of the cameras and drag? And which BJP woman has been dragged by her hair in police stations and had her skull cracked? What trauma excuse is there? Thousands of years that trauma is being carried by Amit Shah today. So trauma is not an excuse. It's just arrogance and hatred. That no, you fucked us. Now we'll fuck you. It's just revenge bullshit. And they have to get some humility to let go of that revenge mindset and accept the
So
English-speaking crowd.
BJP is revenge against what? Against the
Against the English-speaking elite crowd.
English speaking
Yes.
elite crowd.
Yes.
Okay, you have suppressed for 5,000 years now. We
Yes,
will let
yes.
you die.
Yeah, it's the same 5,000 year pani nahi pine diya kind of mindset.
Very good.
Yes.
He said all three are completely audible. So it's
Yeah, now, yeah, both of the mics have restarted. Now, we'll take some audience questions, okay? Lots of conversations here. By the way, one question is here for the chat, but
this
you
is
take
my
it anyway.
first time being on a podcast, guys.
Second time.
Well, yeah, second time.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was there. I wasn't even prepared. I just came and sat, and you guys started talking and asking me questions. I
do
wasn't
this-
even prepared.
We do this the way it
I
is.
mean, today also
Yeah.
I'm not prepared. I just came. But
Yeah, you
I
should
know,
not be prepared.
We
I
don't-
know in my mind that I'm doing a podcast with you. Yesterday I was just like loitering, and I sat, and I was like, he started asking me questions. Like,
Did you guys actually grow up thinking Aurangzeb wasn't a bad guy?
I had no clue what I thought about him. All I
Right.
know that I
We
read
knew that
about-
Mughal kings were pretty heroic, right?
Yeah, all I read was all other kings were pretty heroic. Aurangzeb did something of sorts, but it could be pushed under the
But he
carpet.
was a nice person.
He was a nice
Yeah.
person, but he
He
did
definitely
something.
wasn't bad or
He
evil.
wasn't bad. Like
Yeah.
he didn't cut the throat of his brother and
Brothers,
put it in, bring it in front of his father.
Yeah.
So he didn't do that.
Yes, exactly.
Ram was worse.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So Ram is not a
Because
good,
Agni Pariksha. then.
yeah, he's not a good son, not a good husband, not a good brother.
Yeah.
But apparently he was pretty good, and that little part could be shoved down on the
Yeah.
carpet. So
I used to do a test with my commie friends whenever they said that no, we have been taught the right history, etc. I don't think it will be applicable anymore because so much Hindu history has been propagated now.
yeah,
But it used to work
so
until
much
1 or
dismantling and distortion is happening.
it used to work until 1 or 2 years back that okay, name 5 Muslim kings right now, and they could. And when I used to say name 5 Hindu kings right now, they couldn't go beyond Rana Pratap and Chhatrapati Shivaji. That's when they would realize, oh yes, there must be something to what you are saying. Now,
And the way
yeah.
the way the British, for example, they have tortured with our feminism also.
Oh yeah.
It's such a, so I don't understand where feminists are again Hindus. It is the most feminist culture that could ever exist. The yoginis gave diksha to the yogis. Like what are you talking about? I don't understand. Anyway,
Hmm.
I'm not saying the social terms. Okay, socially, I'm sure people are still in their colonized mindset. Then, and I'm sure that Hindu families would be like, oh, don't wear this, do whatever. Socially, I can agree because the decolonization has not happened yet. But as a culture, as a civilization, as Sanatanis, it's it's not like that. Like there are temples where women are bare chested. People and women used to wear like that. That
Yeah.
rape and everything happened at that time.
Oh
because
yes, yes.
People thought beyond body.
Yeah.
The goal was to reach the higher ultimate.
Yeah.
Not to be limited with the body and all of this. This is a very Abrahamic mindset. Patriarchy has come from Abrahamic mindset.
Yes.
So it's not within us. So I hope that we also, as Hindus, decolonize us from this mindset very soon.
Yeah. It's not like there was no rape, because otherwise Arthashastra would not have anti-rape laws, significant punishments for rapists. But what
No,
wasn't
I
there
don't
was
mean like no rape in that terms. Ki
all
they
Hindus were
become-
just nice
all-
spiritual people.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. But what wasn't there was the forever commodification of the objectification of the female body all the time.
Objectification
That
of
wasn't
female
there
body.
all the
That
time.
was not there.
Because it's a hot country, and in most parts of the country, people were pretty loosely clothed and
Loosely
stuff.
clothed, and then people, the whole, again, this culture is rooted in spirituality, where the whole point is to go beyond your body and mind.
Yes.
That's the whole point. That's
Yes. And the proof that it happened after Islamic kings came and the Arabic cultures came here, the proof, one of
why.
the many
British
proofs,
and British.
that's much later. It was screwed much before that, because in Valmiki Ramayan, Jayanta the crow sits on Masita's breast, and it's happily mentioned that way. By the time Tulsidas ji is writing the Ramcharitmanas, Islamic invasions have happened, and all of a sudden, breast has a different connotation. And Jayanta the crow sits on Masita's feet. Breast cannot be talked about in the same neutral fashion. It has to be a significant, scary thing.
Correct.
Now, we have a significant, let's say, recurrent guest of ours. He's asking, what are your views on Hindutva? What is Hindutva for you?
Hey, you cannot separate Hindutva, like Hindutva in terms of country. It's a Hindu, geographically it's a Hindu country. That is Hindutva for me. But I want this country to have Sanatan values and carry that in terms of spirituality, education, like those things needs to be there.
Okay, let me elaborate you the question. Let me elaborate. So when the question is asking what is Hindutva, can you have a Hindu country or a Sanatani focused civilizational existence in this geography without Hindus being in politics in an active manner?
Yeah, no.
Can you have it? No. In that case, do you see Hindu thought leaders or openly Hindu leadership available? Because till now we see today Hindu thought leaders, I mean Guru and Mathadis, who were actually in 1970s and even 1960s, were actually advocating for Hindu causes. After I don't know what happened, the Mathadis and Hindus became insular, and they only tell people to go and do puja and archana. They are not teaching their disciples that your political identity as a Hindu is as much important as you are doing puja. So that the question is, because the like you can say Hindus in Bharat, when the Hindutva thought leaders become political rather than only aligning them to spiritual space. That is something which the way the world runs right now. So that is the question.
See, I understand where you're coming from, but see, you cannot, don't put spirituality in a limited lens. Okay, you're putting spirituality in limited lens. Don't make spirituality as something that is only okay, only this happens with spirituality. That is not true. Spirituality is political as well. You can apply spirituality in politics as well. That's what I'm saying. You can apply spirituality in politics, feminism, everything. So again, that's a different sect. That is a different aspect. But in terms of politics, I can say that I definitely want politics through Sanatan lens, because the entire reason is because that is the only way all of us can live happily. And I'm not saying Hindus, I'm saying all of us. All of us can live happily.
Yeah.
Because again, if there's a Muslim friend in Isha, I have a Muslim friend in
Yeah.
Isha. So the other day she was saying that it feels so liberated to be here because there's no restrictions.
Yeah.
The other day there was, and we have all religion people.
We met a Christian volunteer as well.
Many. Yourself, many Christians. But a lot of Muslims also come here
Yeah.
and visit.
How do they do that? I did not understand. I asked the Hindu
Let me
volunteer as
finish
well.
the
Yeah, yeah,
then I'll
please.
tell you. So now what happens is that when you have people from other regions
Yeah.
coming and getting attracted to this, it has something very deep to offer, because they are not getting that in their religion.
Yes.
People are anyway seeking, no matter
Yes.
where they are.
Yes.
Unless and until your brain is completely corrupted, you're seeking.
Yeah.
So here we are offering that deepness.
Yes.
So you will get attracted to it. That is not the idea or the ideology, but it happens very naturally and very organically.
Yeah.
Now that friend was telling me that there are so many Hindus, men and like women, and there's another male also. So there are so many Hindus, and there's this I am here, and I feel so included. I never felt any other way with you guys. And the guy was there, and he was with all like male people, and they were all Hindus or whatever.
Yeah.
And in ashram, we don't even say ourselves as we're Hindus or we're whatever. It's not recommended at all. Even before going, I was saying yesterday, before going to Dhanlinga, there's like a stump which has all religions engraved on it,
Yeah.
and you cannot actually talk about like religions, and you cannot go there, right? So for me, it's very, very important that when we, for example, approach people, we see them as human, and all these identifications, they're all shoved down. Okay, that's not the point. But anyway, why I'm telling this is because that man, he said that right now I'm with all these Hindu people. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel different. I don't feel any other way. But had it been any other country, theocratical country, where there's one Hindu guy with all Muslims, I don't think if he's gonna be safe or not. And he said that. I did not say it. He said it. So it just gave me a lot of insight about how things are.
Yeah.
So it's at this point, it's not Hindu. It's about the fact that for a larger society, for a developed society, for a society where everybody can live joyfully.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter Hindu or a Muslim or a Jew or a Sikh, everybody lives in a way that is conducive.
Yes.
That is only possible when you have a Sanatan set of values.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't
Right.
bottle you down into one aspect, because if you don't agree to it, you're supposed to die.
Yeah.
So that is very important. So if a Muslim leader has that kind of approach, the Muslim leader should be in the power. We have Muhammad Arif Khan, we have Shehzad
Kalam.
Shehbaz
Poonawala.
Poonawala,
Yeah.
we have APJ Abdul Kalam. So
Yeah.
we have amazing people.
Yeah.
So if they are in power, I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
But we have those people in power where people are like not in the incorrect way, where people are people think from this kind of mindset where they wanna bring the society down into one specific thing, and
Yeah, yeah.
everything else needs to die or
Yeah.
be wiped off from the face of earth. Then
Yes.
it's not conducive for other
Yes.
people. You cannot hate someone just because they're born differently. How sick of you! Like, this is sick and pathetic,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Now, what I don't I can still get a few Christians on, let's say, coming to Isha Foundation, because a lot of them have been genuinely raised and brought up in secular and liberal households. I
Also,
get it.
education. Again,
Right.
education matters, you know.
Yeah. Well,
All these
plenty of terrorists come from highly qualified backgrounds these days.
I know, but when I'm saying education, I'm saying literacy.
Yeah, proper. Education,
Yeah, I'm not saying
academic qualification.
academic qualification. I'm saying literacy.
Yeah.
People are doctors and rapists and terrorists. That's not the point.
Yeah. But I don't get how are Muslims coming to Isha Foundation, because idol worship is very strictly prohibited. So
that's what I'm saying, because this is again not.
So their parents have just not been very strictly Muslim.
Actually, some of the older people have also come here. Like the family, a Muslim family have also come here. Very rarely, very rarely, but has come because probably they were seeking something that they were not getting answers, or maybe they were questioning. So they were questioning that this is not what it is, and it happens even like in
Muslims meditating in front of a gigantic Shivalinga was not on my checklist this year. This is pretty crazy.
So yeah.
Okay, there's one hilarious question. There's actually a political secret depth to it, but it sounds hilarious. Why do you think you met her at Coimbatore and not in Kolkata? Why did I find you in Coimbatore and not in Kolkata?
In Kolkata, do I know everybody in Kolkata? Hey, because I hardly go out. I'm a very homebody. That's why. I hardly do anything. Even in Canada, I was mostly at home. Very homebody kind of a situation. Working, coming home. Working, coming.
Yeah.
Or like going to college, coming home. Like that. That was my schedule for most of my life.
Now.
No, but I did party also. I'm not that.
After all, Shikshayatan and Xavier's, you can take the Shikshayatan girl out of Shikshayatan, but you can't take Shikshayatan out of the Shikshayatan girl.
But I was still like very go home, go to school, go home, go to school. In school, I was like very
nerdy.
Yeah, but even not nerdy, I was playful also, but I was still in those nerdy and playful and all, nothing more. Okay. Yeah. In college, because I was I'm a dancer, so I was dancing extensively on all college fest. So that time I was like going out, socializing and all of that. But again, for me, socializing is like going to a cafe where my friends are like taking hookah and I'm like enjoying sitting with them. But that's about it. Nothing crazy. And in Canada, my socializing really limited to only few parties that had Bollywood music, because I love to dance. So me and my friend would go dance, and then come back home. Then the only time you hear some good Bollywood music. Not promoting Bollywood. Bollywood is crazy. Anyway.
Except Dhurandhar. What kind of
Bengal Files or Kashmir Files.
Yeah.
So sad that they did not let them release it here, the Bengal Files. It would have gotten so much more.
Yeah. Many people would have watched it.
Yeah, everybody would have watched it. And because the Kashmiris were able to watch Kashmir Files, that's why it got the hype it got.
Yeah.
Because people could relate, they were crying. Yeah. Here they could not feel that. Again, they were taken off from the reality, from the truth. Yeah. This happens with Bengalis. What can you do?
What kind of dances are you into?
Hey, I am very versatile, okay? I'm very versatile.
Did you learn some dances?
I have learned a little bit. I've learned, I've put my feet in every place. Okay. Like a little bit of contemporary, a little bit of Bharatanatyam, a little bit of Indo-Western, a little bit of Ravindra Nitya. So a little bit of fusion, a little bit of... But when I'm sad, I only do like dancing in Bollywood item songs.
Now, if you do come back to Bengal, what do you think is there for you? The jobs and stuff?
It's very questionable, honestly, because I don't see a very good job kind of a situation there. I want to do content creation again. I had like 50K followers on TikTok while I was in Canada, but apparently TikTok was closed, which I agree with that decision. But at that time, I did not plan on converting my TikTok followers to Instagram, because I was working day and night. Okay. So, but then now that I'm back, I want to again, I have a page, okay, Mohini Shah, but it's more on the meme funny side where I post content on everything. It is not on a particular thing. I post content on everything. It's chill, funny, relatable stuff.
Yeah.
But I do want to have because I want to work for this cause. I do want to have a page guided for something like this. So I want to do content creation. I am a budding content creator and I'm working in the content creation team in Isha also. Right. So now I want to go back home and actually work on content creation, because there's so much that I can do with content creation. So yeah.
And
Spreaders. Yeah.
you said you had 3 jobs in Canada.
Yeah.
That's pretty common for Americans and Canadians and even NRI people.
No, not common for everybody. 3 jobs is a lot on the plate.
Yeah. For the middle class, it's kind of common in America even.
Not
But it's-
3 jobs. 2 jobs people still do.
But it's
depending-
unheard of in India. So, what do you think was going on? Were you too hardworking, or was capitalism oppressing you to that extent that you had to do 3 jobs?
I really wanted to earn more money.
Why should you have to do 3 jobs to earn more? Why can't you do
Because-
just one job and do a 40-hour work week and have 40
No,
years
see,
of pension?
So I wanted to get rid of my loan.
Hmm.
We hit COVID, so we were struggling financially. I wanted to help my dad more
Hmm.
while I was taking care of myself, paying my rent and traveling and taking care of myself. So, and I want to get rid of my tuition fees. A lot of things were on my plate. So nothing of that sort. It was just like I needed to get this done, so I had to do it.
Hmm.
But when I was to a point where I could just let go of one job, then I was working 2 jobs, and then I got a good job. Then I was working 1 job. So it happened over time.
That model would work pretty well in India as well, right?
Yeah,
3 jobs and stuff.
because so if you don't think, see, I worked in a very fancy job as an HR.
Hmm.
In a very big luxury company, but I've also worked in Bath and Body Works, and I've also worked in Starbucks, right? So if you don't have that mindset where, oh, this is this job, this is this job,
Dirty
then,
job.
yeah, this mindset, if you take away from yourself, there's plenty way you can earn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
But that doesn't mean I'm promoting chop shilpo in any
Yeah,
way.
of course.
Please, educated people cannot do chop shilpo. That is, I did those jobs when I was young. I was 18, 19.
Yes. 3 jobs should not be your entire life's goal.
3 jobs should not be, or chop shilpo is not my life goal. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
What is this? What the heck?
okay, one question to you.
Yeah.
So how does capitalism free you from give you freedom by doing 3 jobs, while let's say the Hindu extremists are asking you to sit at home and chill? Capitalism is forcing you to do 3 jobs, while the conservative Hinduism is telling you to sit at home and chill.
But if Hinduism,
Sit at home and chill, no? Sit at home and do all that work for free.
Do and all the
are they doing that? Like, are they asking women to sit at
He's
home?
being sarcastic.
Like, because I don't think so. That is not happening. Because
No,
I know
correct.
the right wing in the Western country, they want, they are like bashing a little bit of feminists for like being too independent.
Mm.
But see, their stand is completely different. They are coming from a place where the women's basic needs are all met. So
Yeah.
now what they are doing is they're going over.
Hmm.
So now they're doing nonsense. But here in India, the basic needs are not met. Here, the women are not like very, not that is not there right now. So you cannot
Yeah.
compare that, and that is not same.
No, in the modern parlance, correct? Going to office
Hmm.
and working for 12 hours
Hmm.
is freedom. But if you stay at home and raise kids,
Hmm.
you are enslaved by
Oppressed.
men. So what do you think?
See,
which
I understand where it is coming from. I'll again answer that. This is a topic that has come from the West. So when women were working like this, and then there were men who wanted to take care of them, men who were financially stable and settled, and then from that perspective, when a woman is staying at home and working, is good. I mean, I mean, the body needs rest. Women are built differently and all of that. But here, if you say that you should not be working
Yeah.
and staying at home, because we cannot take away the fact that there are too much exploitation
Yes.
that has happened to women. You
Yes.
cannot take that fact away. So, and anyway, wherever there is less, someone
No
less,
one should be at the mercy of anybody.
yeah. So when this happened, that's why this is the question. Like right now, this question is not appropriate in Indian context.
Yes.
It is appropriate in Western context,
Yes.
but not at all appropriate in Indian context. So I don't think that anybody is promoting that. Also, I personally feel that women should have the choice to do whatever the hell they want. If
Yeah.
they want to sit at home and raise kids,
Yes.
please do that. And
Yes.
no bloody feminist should come and
Exactly.
pseudo feminist, not feminist. No bloody pseudo feminist should come and tell them and tell them that, oh, this is not a job. This is
Like
a
Simone
bad
Beauvoir
job.
said that being a wife is a bad thing. Wife should be put in jail and stuff. She said something to that
So
extent.
that is disgusting. That is horrible. As a wife, as a mother, that's probably the one of the best jobs that you could do.
Yeah.
But when in India, in terms of like the kind of society we've built because of the colonized mindset of the
Yeah.
Abrahamic religion,
Yes.
women were totally exploited.
Yes.
Totally exploited. They did not get. It was not seen as something liberating.
Yes.
It was more seen as something oppressive.
Yes.
So you cannot take that fact away.
Yes.
So it's very much there, very much till right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So from that perspective, it is West. It applies here. It doesn't. Again, if you want to go out and if it's need for the family, if you want to go out, it's a need for yourself. Please go and work. If it's not a need for you, don't work. But it should be your choice.
Yes.
It should be on you.
And happy marriages were a stroke of luck. Why should you just
Homemakers getting for their hard work and contribution.
Paid.
Getting paid. See, I'll tell you one thing. I know it'll be a little deep. I don't know if I should.
Okay, just repeat the question so that because
Okay, so the question is, what are my thoughts on homemakers getting paid for their hard work and contribution towards raising a family?
before you answer that, can I remind you one thing which people usually forget before approaching this question? Either people say yes or no without.
It's not a yes no question.
yeah.
Anyway.
Remember that if we do take out love, commitment out of the context, even just materially, it's not like they are working for free completely, because after all, you are getting free fooding and clothing and lodging for the rest of your life. If we do be that cynical, then that is there.
I'll answer this
Purely in economic
See,
terms.
it is a very sensitive thing, and
Yeah.
I'll answer with utmost honesty.
Yeah.
Is that first of all, previously when women had this nature of giving, it kind of, I don't know if I should, but it's just something that I've learned. I don't want to delve deep in this, but it will clear your karma. Okay. But again, I'm not going to delve onto that. But my views are very simple. If a woman is giving her life something as beautiful as raising a child, or taking care of the family, nurturing a family, taking care of the husband should be as much deeply involved in taking care of the wife.
And they usually haven't been in it.
Yes, taking care of the wife and the family.
Yeah.
If the equality is not there,
Yes.
if women only are empowered and for jobs, but men are not empowered to do the household chores, it's a very big gap.
Yeah.
So again, when a woman is taking care of the family, I do not expect the women to get paid for it, because I think as a mother, you're doing it out of pure love for the children, and it cannot be transactional. It is disgusting.
Right.
It cannot be transactional.
Yes.
And even for the husband, if you actually love someone, you would want to do this things for them. Again, so as women, if I talk for myself, I'm not against cooking. Okay, I would enjoy. I cooked for myself in Canada, no matter how bad it is, but I tried. So I don't mind not cooking, but I mind if someone is telling me that you have to cook for me as a duty that I need to offer you every day, without giving me the certain nurture, care, love, those things. If it's missing, then it feels like a burden. Then it doesn't feel like something that I can do voluntarily.
Yes.
Then there's a problem. So you cannot fix one aspect without taking out another aspect.
Yeah, it has to be a holistic.
It has to be a holistic approach, which is lacking.
Yes.
It is not there.
Yes.
But when you talking about feminism or pseudo-feminist topics or ideas that is coming from the West, that it still cannot be applied in India at all. India is not there in terms of women. There is empowerment, but not empowerment in true sense, like wrong empowerment, where women would go and do.
Yeah, degeneracy is the only.
Yeah. Those things. So for example, how the commies think, go smoke, go be like a man, then you're a woman, or then it's equal.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro said this beautifully. He said that feminists were right to say that men are pigs. Yes, most men are pigs. But feminists got it wrong when they said that women therefore ought to also be pigs. What sort of a solution was that? Now on the this is a great topic to discuss. We'll leave in another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
On the men thinking out of the blue that why are women getting so much freedom and stuff? or why are they getting into jobs? Why can't they be in loving families? The problem is that it was not all of them were loving families. If at all, a majority were loving families, because love was not in the question anyway. Love between husband and wife is, I think, only a 120 year old phenomenon,
Yeah.
and that too in only elite families.
Yeah. And
So-
like and people say, oh, we don't have innocent women anymore.
Right.
First
Trad
off,
wives.
they were not innocent women. They were oppressed, abused.
Yes.
They were not innocent. They were just tolerating abuse because
Yes.
they did not have anywhere to go.
Because of luck and sheer happenstance, or because of really good upbringing of some men would be that dedicated
Yeah.
towards their wives, and they would
Yeah.
actually probably fall in love with
Yeah.
their arranged wives and stuff.
And also I would like
But
to
that's
add
just
one,
luck. How can you depend on luck
yeah,
forever?
and I would also add one more major point, because everything is very westernized. Used to be, it was getting very westernized. Right now we are again understanding our own culture.
Yes.
But there we know, right, there was a time when everything needs western approval, western
Yeah.
validation.
Yeah.
So at that time also, in West, economy was everything.
Yes.
Economy was seen as everything.
Yes.
But nurturing a life meant nothing.
Yeah.
So they adopted that also.
Yeah.
Now when you put economy as the forefront of your life, and someone who's going and getting the money, automatically the guy is like, oh, I am going to get the money, you are here at home, so I'm better.
Yeah, that's
That
what the
is
men
the-
were saying, and that's why feminists
Yeah.
said, okay, now then we'll get money as well.
Exactly. That is what happened.
Yeah. And my main point, oh, what a nice cool breeze.
It's always like this.
The concept of cool breeze sounds so nice, and we never get it in Kolkata, except some days
The
in
air
the
quality
winters.
is even worse than Delhi. It's just not
Yeah, that's
getting
what people
highlighted.
don't know. Kolkata's AQI is almost all the time just a little better than Delhi, or
No,
all the time
recent
it's
times
worse
it was
than.
worse than Delhi.
Yeah, yesterday it was about 600.
It was worse than, it is worse than, I've been checking it.
Yes.
It's worse than Delhi. Now for me, I feel scared because I've been here for the last 8 months, and 7 months. It's gonna be 8 months next month,
Oh yeah.
and I've just had the best time
My
of
asthma
my
got
life.
treated when I was living in Kalimpong. It got reignited when I came back to Kolkata. So with that luck thing, what women in general used to have is a fucking life sentence. If you don't have an understanding husband in that arranged marriage situation where there's no love, you were not going to be a loving wife and nurturing wife. You had a life sentence, and we did need a solution to that life sentence situation.
Yes.
And in the past, maybe we didn't have other avenues to do it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But society is
Also-
evolving for a certain reason.
Also, like, they don't have to care about taking care of the boy's mother and how she's gonna take her trauma out on her. They don't
Oh
have
my
to take
god!
care of
Yes,
those
yes,
things, right? Here
Yeah.
they have to take care of these things.
yes.
There they can just live by themselves. They can do whatever the hell they want to.
Yeah.
Live together, break up. Nobody cares. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Here there's societal shame. And also these are again not Sanatan values. These have all come from the Abrahamic religion.
Yes.
But again,
Victorian
these are
morality.
Victorian morality. But this is idolized as Hindu things.
Yeah.
And the
Because
worst
of
part,
idiot fucking arrogant Hindus.
idiot, arrogant Hindus. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. That the arrogant Indian Hindus are
Yes.
also. I mean,
Yeah. The monk who sold his Ferrari and the Hindutvadis who hate him. Now, on that taking out trauma on the children thing, I am reminded of this point again. That beautiful situation in the Isha Vidya schools. What I said yesterday in the closing ceremony reflections speech as well, that if India ever becomes a first world country, it will be because of schools like this. There's so much happiness going around in the classrooms. Now, happiness is overrated in this concept a little, because, yeah, after all, if the kid was not in the school, he would be most happy. So happiness is not the infinite goal here. But inside the classrooms, happiness is important, and the cheerfulness is important, and the teachers all smiling about all the children in all the classrooms were genuinely happy to be there. They were very cheerful. They were seemingly having a fun time. And I don't know how Sadhguru has managed this, but there has definitely some serious research has gone into this, and he has put into place some definitely mechanisms.
the whole concept of shaming a person in front of the class that we had to go through. Favoritism, the future will always have a favorite, and all these things are completely discouraged here. You cannot do all this.
Yeah.
Everybody has to get equal opportunities. Everybody will be like very independent in their approach,
Yeah.
thoughts, ideas, encouraged. Not like whatever the teacher is saying, you have to follow that. Otherwise, you're a bad student.
Yeah.
It's not like that. That's why they are so happy being.
Yeah. Now, that happiness is important in the classrooms because
They
no
like
ma-
to learn.
no matter exactly, most Indians are good in studies because they fear the stick of their mother or their father. Just out of fear of getting beaten up, you become good in
Yeah.
studies. How retarded is that? And
Yes.
that's why we keep creating sheep, and that's why we are not going to become a first world country with this education system.
Yes.
There are plenty of problems with the education system, not just wrong history education.
Yeah.
The way we are taught
Education
to
sy-
think and
yeah.
study.
And this is not
That's why
the
we keep providing billionaire CEOs, not billionaire founders.
founders, exactly.
Because we are all fucking sheep. We
Sheep.
have been taught to be afraid of someone.
Yes.
And that's
That's
being
the whole
absolutely
point.
solved by the Isha Vidya
Isha
schools.
Vidya and homeschool and everything.
Yeah.
Because they're nurturing the minds.
Yes.
And not just with
They're not
education.
afraid of anybody while
Not
learning.
afraid,
Therefore,
yeah.
they'll think anything they want
They can
to.
think anything. And the
They'll
way,
live their full potential.
yeah, and the way the inner well-being is also taking care of mental health. The way they do yoga and pranayama is not some basic stretch and twist. Okay, it literally builds the foundation of who you are.
Hmm.
So it's just very. And they also learn kalari and dance and singing and everything. Like they do everything. I don't know. It's just I want to be small and go back to homeschool or
Yeah,
Isha Vidya.
yeah. That school was
I
really
had
fun.
I had an emotional moment there yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. But me for the exact same reasons that, oh my god, this wasn't there. Now, last questions then. What's going to happen in Bengal, do you think, politically in 2026? Predictions, political predictions
See,
from a spiritual person
I'll tell you.
who's not in Bengal.
I'll tell you. This has got nothing to do with spirituality. It's just what the heck?
Your identity is that you are a spiritual person.
No, that's not my identity.
Good.
I try to walk on the spiritual path because it just gives me a broader way of looking
Yeah, the
at
fact
life.
that you are spiritual should not be
Perceiving-
an identity.
No, that's not. Then again, we are in the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's just a expansion of who I am, or
Exactly.
I want to seek more, or see things clearly, or have a better perception about life.
Right.
That's what.
Yeah.
It's not my identity. When
Yes.
spirituality becomes identity, then
Yeah.
it becomes ego. Then again, you're in the wrong path.
Yeah.
So it's not my identity. And this is the only time I've called myself a spiritual person. I've never ever called myself a spiritual person because I don't know if I qualify for that also.
Steve Jobs.
No. What's happening in Bengal? The prediction.
The prediction is this that see when we were in very high hopes that the Mamata government would come, and they did not come, and CPIM came. And
6.
yeah, and then the next time actually Mamata came. And the same pattern is repeating. Just if I talk about psychology and pattern,
Right.
because I study a lot in psychology. So from that pattern, the same thing happened. BJP was about to come, but it didn't come. But I hope that 2026 BJP, there's a high chance for the party to come.
Hmm.
So could be something of that sort could happen. Yeah.
Do you think if BJP does not come to power, Bengal is doomed forever? Which is a lot of people think.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Not because I have anything against it, but the way the system is, the way the structure, the way the political party, the way they say that Guru Lathi Khete Hobe, what is this, yaar?
Dudel guy.
Who
Wait,
speaks like
wait.
which
One more
CM
thing.
speaks like this?
Wait, one more thing. So, if let's say BJP loses the elections, okay, then according to you, Bengal will be doomed forever for the near future. Correct? Whom
The
would you?
resurrection would not be easy.
Yeah, easy. Okay, but for near term, it will be in a hell
Not
hole.
a bit bad, good place.
It will be a hellhole. Just be honest about it. Okay. So, would you blame BJP or the voters of Bengal? Whom would you blame more?
I am not into blame business, so I know you're trying to get controversy out of me. I would say that people of Bengal needs to wake up. It's high time. It's high time that they need to wake up. Even I don't know if I should say this. Even if you think that currently you're in a place where you cannot voice your opinion, you should at least vote your opinion.
Yeah.
That at least you can do. So not everybody can voice their opinion, and I agree that, and I understand that, and I do recognize that. But you should at least vote for the change, like vote for something that would be conducive. I'm not saying that BJP comes and though it will be all flowery and bloomy.
It can't possibly be
It's
that.
not possible. it won't happen.
Yeah.
And I also don't prefer if BJP gives the same party the same tickets.
Yeah.
I don't prefer that.
Yeah.
But again, BJP also needs to actively work on it, because we have Shubhendu Adhikari, of course, but we need like more people to be upfront to show that okay, something we can look up to. So that needs to be there.
Okay. Again, I'll be a guest in my podcast, and I will say I will blame BJP, not the people of Bengal, because only 20% of Hindus vote for Trinamool, and BJP makes sure they lose some way or the other every time. Hope they don't this time. Okay, then. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. We will catch up with her as soon as possible again.
When
Probably
I'm back
after.
in Kolkata,
Yes.
probably.
No, I think before that as well.
Okay.
So yeah, goodbye from Bhupendra and me. We will catch a flight pretty soon.
Bye. Take
Bye-bye.
care, guys. It was so nice.
Oh, that's where we end, right? This is the first time I'm doing StreamYard from phone. Yeah,
end.
we'll play the nice music again. Bye bye. Enjoy some metal Rabindranath again.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গম পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো